here we are on the Mart shop. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's themartshop or themartshop. I'm not too sure how exactly I will pronounce this URL, but let's take a look. Okay, so it looks like it's something to do with banners or flags, and the lowest price way to get feather beach flag, display and promote your business, any color. So we can get a free quote here. And then we've got some examples here of various different flags. It doesn't look the most amazing in terms of design, just little things like, the color scheme, for instance. The blue and the kind of the pale green background doesn't really work. The images as well that you're using don't really look kind of that modern. Again, horrible use of color. And it's really just a bit too much kind of. I don't really think you kind of need all of this stuff on the homepage, to be honest with you. I'd just try and keep it a little bit more simpler. I think that the presentation could definitely be better though, especially the kind of the photography of your products. I mean, this one's okay, but I don't like the fact that, for instance, it's being mirrored. It just doesn't look very professional. So I definitely think that it could be improved. So we want to look at like the custom flag. So good, we've got a nice picture here showing us what exactly we get in the package. So it looks like this is the main call to action here. It's quite a long form. I would try and shorten the form down just to see if you maybe get a better conversion. Typically, the shorter the form, usually the higher the conversion. I mean, it's been shown in a few studies to be the case. So let's have a look here. We've got how to install it. Okay, available sizes. Okay, good. What's in the box? Then we've got some details here. So I don't actually mind this. I think you go into quite a lot of detail of what exactly you get, and it's quite nicely presented. Features. And we get all the way down to the base. I mean, it's quite a long page. But there's no call to action once they get right. So the person who scrolled all the way down, they might forget that the quote is up here. So I would definitely put maybe a form at the bottom here. Put the form here, or a button that takes them to an actual get a quote page, for instance, or something like that. I mean, just looking at that, you can see that the actual menu disappears when I hover over it, so that doesn't look very good either. So I think just overall it could just be a little bit more polished, to be honest with you. Just the presentation of the graphics. Like for instance, I'm not too sure why you've got these kind of like black wedges here and here. It just doesn't really look too good. Also kind of like the typography as well. So here you've got pretty much clean, kind of like a sans serif font. And then when we get like down here, just not being consistent. We've got like a serif font here and a different kind of color scheme. I would try and pick a color scheme and then keep to it. I don't really like the fact that we've got this like pale blue and then white. I think it just makes it a bit hard to read as well. So that, that's something that could be changed. So I think it's really just a presentation. I don't think people would probably have trouble understanding exactly what you offer. But one thing I didn't get was I didn't get any sort of kind of pricing. I don't know how much this costs. I think it'd be good if you could give the user, like for instance here, if you could tell the user what is kind of the typical price range for each one of these. That is kind of annoying, and I don't like the fact that I have to fill out quite a long form just to get an idea of the pricing. So we'll have a look at the competitors and we'll see if maybe they do show pricing, but that is something that I definitely don't like about your website. Again, I think that this page is okay in terms of the amount of detail that you're going into, but you could photograph the stuff a little bit nicer. I feel could be photographed a bit nicer, and also just the call to action at the bottom of the page as well. There needs to be some sort of call to action or form. So let's have a look at like about us. I can't find much information about shipping. Whereabouts you ship to. I see that you're based in China. So do you ship anywhere in the world? This is quite nice to see. It's actually nice to see your offices, which is pretty cool. I've actually got your team here. So that's pretty good. I actually quite like this page. I think it's probably one of the best, to be honest with you, because it's got like a personal touch to it. It's really nice to kind of see the people behind the company. So that's actually quite a good page. I don't mind that. I certainly would feel a little bit more trustworthy of the company now that I've seen kind of the actual, location, the actual offices. I've seen people behind the team. So, it's a lot better. But yeah, the rest of it could definitely be improved. So we'll take a look at the competition, which is sort of promocolour.com.au. I would definitely say that their site is probably a little bit cleaner. I would say I prefer it. I think it's just a little bit nicer in terms of its presentation. It's not the most amazing though. I do think that again they could maybe look at the way that they are presenting the graphics, although it is probably a little bit nicer than your graphics really. But yeah, it could be improved. I actually probably like the fact that their page isn't so long. I didn't really like that about yours, that your page was very, very long. But I mean, they've got things that, so for instance, this, why is this empty? It just doesn't look right. Also, you can see that they've got a kind of a drop shadow here, which is outdated. I mean, I'd get rid of that. That's kind of an outdated design aesthetic, to be honest. So, I mean, let's have a look at like teardrop flags. Let's see if we've got any sort of idea of the pricing. So brilliant. Straight away, I've got some sort of price in here, and I've got a breakdown, small, medium, and large. Now, I don't know what that means. What does small, medium, and large mean? Does that mean the size of it, or does that mean how many you're ordering? But it looks like we've got height here. I do like yours. I do like the fact that yours, we had some sort of, where is it? We had some sort of illustration showing a comparison of all of the custom flags. Let's just come back. So it looks like we've got to add a price to double-sided. And then we've just got a few, showing us the various different options. Again, I don't feel that this is probably the best way to present it either. I prefer yours in terms of the presentation of the product. I don't think this is very good. And you can see it's taken quite a long time to load as well. But you see that they've got a call to action at the bottom here. So once I get down to the end of the page, I get taken to a fast quote link. But I do really like the fact that they've got pricing. And ultimately, I would probably go with these because I can see the product, I can see how much this is going to cost me, and now I can, go through the process of filling out the order form, which I think is probably about the same as yours really. In terms of its length, it feels about the same. But as I said, just the simple fact that I can go through this and I can get a rough idea of how much it's going to cost me, I think is really, really good. So there's definitely a few things that you can take from this website. I think the presentation of the homepage is good. It's a lot cleaner, a lot less cluttered, and like here, for instance, just keeping it very nice and short and snappy. But then once you get kind of here, it kind of falls apart, with like the clients and stuff like that. Just like a few things. So for instance, this area here, it just looks very kind of awkward. So we've got, I'm not too sure if these should be like commas, but you see that you've got a heading here, we've got a subheading here, and then we've got another heading here, which is bigger than this subheading. So it just doesn't look right. Things like that just ruin the design of the page. This, for instance, we've already gone through this. The color just doesn't work. I think if you're going to use kind of a green, you should definitely use a black or something like that to make these call to actions stand out. Also, what does this even mean? Thank you. I mean, that's not really, I wouldn't guess that clicking on thank you is going to take me to an estimated delivery page, which it seems to be doing that. So, again, it looks like I've got some, information about the delivery here. Now, I didn't see that being mentioned on the custom, teardrop flag page. So maybe that's some information you might want to put onto the page. And also we can see that it's pretty slow to load. So next we're going to take a look at their backlinks. So this is the backlink report for promo color. Now we can see that they've got a domain rating of 31 and they've also got only 11 backlinks. So to be honest with you, it's not really that good of a competitor, I think, to be using for this. We'll have a look here. I don't really think we're going to be learning much from these. Let's just take a look at the actual backlinks and let's just see if we can find anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just type into Google. I'm just going to type in custom teardrop flags and we'll just see if we can find a better competitor because these are really not good. So it looks like they've got a few links. Yeah, a load of spam really. Yeah, okay, so it's really not even worth looking at these. Yeah, you could probably beat these for ranking, definitely. So if these are your main competitors, I think it looks really, really good for you because obviously, the worse they are, the more easy it is for you to beat them. And these are terrible. They don't really have any links. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at your website quickly. I just want to see what kind of SEO has been done to your website. And then we'll take a look at kind of a big competitor in the UK. Okay, well, you have a much better rating than they do. You've got a domain rating of 44, so you actually have a more powerful domain authority than your competitors. So there's probably not too much to learn from them. Let's just take a look at some of your links. Okay, we've got some Flickr links, Street Maps, SlideShare. Okay, so not too much here, to be honest with you. There's not really that much to go from. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at bannershop.co.uk. So these come up in the top of Google when I type in custom teardrop flags. So you can see that they don't have a better domain rating than you, but they do have a lot more backlinks. So straight away we can maybe find a few ideas of what exactly can be done here. So let's take a look at some of their most popular links. So we can see straight away that they're on Stack Exchange, which is kind of like a question and answer website. So that's a great way to get backlinks and also traffic. So I would certainly think about heading over to things like Quora, any sort of small business forums, and obviously Stack Exchange. It's a great way to get backlinks and answer people's questions. The rest, it doesn't really look like they've got much good stuff at all, really. Exhibitor list, so there we go, that's another idea. Let's just try and find some of the good links. So this looks to be their main website, which is what they're linking to. Let's see what links they've got on their main page. I'll try and pick out just kind of 4 or 5 good examples of backlinks that you can kind of work on from there. So let's have a look at their backlinks. So you can see they don't have as many backlinks, but they do have quite a high domain rating. So with backlinks, it's all about quality as opposed to quantity. Right, so let's have a look. So it looks like they've actually got quite a lot of homepage links. So I would probably guess that they're actually paying for all of these. Yeah, I mean it looks like they're paying for a lot. So that is one option that you do have. You can buy links from websites. Now, in Google's eyes, it's considered bad practice. You shouldn't do it, and you can get kind of penalized. But as you can see, a lot of websites do it. A lot of websites, they do buy links. So I would probably guess that they're doing kind of a private blog network or something like that. Not very good quality, really, and it has the potential of getting you banned. So I personally wouldn't recommend it, but as you can see, it can work. I'm just trying to find. All right, here we go. So we've got an article here. I'm just going to try and find a few more examples. Design project, okay. So let's go through some of these. So it looks like we've got some comments here. People leaving comments. So find other blogs. Yeah, here we go. So I'm guessing that somewhere along the lines they are listed here. They are listed in this blog comment section. So blog commenting is another okay way to get backlinks. I wouldn't really spend too much time. I would only bother commenting on relevant blogs. Here's another one. Yep, so this is Stack Exchange. So as I said, get on to question and answer forums definitely. Here's another idea. So if you do have any sort of kind of event shows or anything like that, then try and get yourself on them, because a lot of these websites who have these exhibitions, they list all of the websites. So it's actually a really good way to not only kind of promote your business, but to also get a backlink in the same process. Also, another really good idea, and especially considering you are kind of catering, I would guess, to small, medium businesses, is to sponsor a local business event. So if you have any sort of like local business awards or anything like that, then try and get yourself on the sponsor list, as it's, again, not only a great way for spreading the word of your company, but also getting a backlink, because a lot of the time they're included in local news websites. They're also listed on the actual event website. And here's another idea. So as we can see, we've got the ultimate party planning guide, and it looks like they've created a list of all of the things that if you was going to create a party, they've listed all of the kind of suppliers that you might want to think about using. And we can see that, I would guess that, I'm just trying to see if I can find it. I don't know whereabouts there are, but they're listed somewhere in here. So again, that's quite a good idea. Maybe you could start thinking about, pitching ideas to various different blogs that are going to be talking about these kind of topics. So again, any sort of kind of business or marketing website in your local area, I think would be pretty good to pitch. And maybe you could talk about topics such as, hosting your own event, the things that you need to plan if you're going to be setting up an exhibition or anything like that. Anything that requires a flag or a banner to be printed is something that you could write about. So that's a really great idea as well. And then we've got, it looks like someone's posted a design project here. They're being listed in the resources. So again, this is actually a really good way to get backlinks. We can see that the university or whoever they are, they're posting resources of where perhaps you might want to get something printed. So we've got design guides here. Maybe you could create a design guide to, producing a printout flag or a printout banner. It's also a really good way to get lots of business. So if you could maybe approach local universities, local design schools or anything like that, offer students a discount in return that you be put onto the resource page of that university. I know that being in university myself, lots of students usually go to the print shops that the teachers recommend. So that is a really great way. And not only that, but you get a very powerful backlink from a university. So to be honest with you, the competition that you gave me wasn't really that good. But as you can see, just by looking at a few other competitors, we've come up with 4 or 5 ideas that are pretty good strong way to build backlinks. I'm not too sure of your experience or of your budget for doing all of this. If you do have any problems, then please do let me know. So that's about it. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask, and we'll end the test there.